The political season is upon us, and of course the different political jugglers, the different actors and the masquerades are coming in as part of the political festival. Shortly, forms will be picked, and of course intentions will be known as far as those who will be mounting the podium is concerned. We'll stay with the conversation surrounding the race to government of Kwara State, and today we have APC governorship aspirant for Kwara State, Dr. Alabi Oluwatoyin Tajudeen, joining us on the program. Thank you very much and welcome to Political Update.
Thank you so much, Fisayo. I'm very, very glad to be with you this afternoon.
All right, the conversation on this program for a while has been on Kwara and the challenges over there. We cannot ask anybody coming who has the intention of going to Ahmadu Bello House without starting with security. Okay. For some time, your state has been in the news for the wrong reasons as far as security is concerned. Do you have the blueprint to get your people out of that?
Thank you so much. Security is a major challenge in Kwara State as of today. We can't hide from that fact. And we cannot keep watching it as well. We need to do something about it. And a decisive step must be taken to nip the activities of bandits and terrorists in the bud. And the time to do it is now. If you check our communities, especially in Kwara South and Kwara North, many communities have been decimated, damages have been done, communities have been emptied, many people are no longer in their community, many people cannot go home. Many of our people that are outside the state, living in Ilorin, living in Ibadan, living in Lagos, living in Abuja, are not as eager to come home as we used to have it. And to me, as a concerned citizens of Kwara State, I believe this must be addressed now. Let me say kudos to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the armed forces for the job that they are doing. The president took it personally to send detachment of armed forces to Kwara State, station them there to ensure that this insecurity is addressed. But I can tell you, Fisayo, that all this effort need community collaboration, need intelligence gathering, needs a situation whereby the community must be involved. We must go beyond the rhetorics. We must begin to take practical action. And I said it before, and I'm saying it again, that security cannot be addressed using the kinetic approach alone. The armed forces have done well. They are still doing their best. I was so sad this morning hearing that some of these hoodlums, ragtags, went to attack one of the army formations, one of the army locations in Kaima side in Kwara North, and kill about 4 soldiers. This can't continue. This barbaric act cannot continue. I was overwhelmed with grief when I heard the news, because these people set their life aside to defend us so that we can sleep with our 2 eyes closed. But we're not enjoying that again in Kwara State. So what do we do? First and foremost, at the center of my plan to return Kwara State back to greater height and greater path is security. Now, one of the good things I have to say concerning President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking security back to the grassroots and giving responsibility to the KBACs to own that aspect of security for their community. Now they are saying community policing is the way to go, and I support Mr. President wholeheartedly. Let them give each community the authority, the power, and the support needed to defend themselves. I can tell you, our youth are ready. Our people are determined to deliver and to save themselves. But what do we need? We need that government support. Let community vigilantes, youths be raised, supported and prepared to confront these people. Nobody wants to die. Fisayo, nobody wants to die. Even those people, the only advantage they have over us, helpless and hapless citizens, is because they are carrying weapons. And those weapons they are carrying are not mere weapons. Yes, our vigilante can carry double barrel. They can carry guns, but it cannot match the firepower of which these people are carrying. So what do we do? 3 approaches. Let's look at empowering our communities. Let's look at supporting our youth to rise up to the occasion and match them fire for fire. Let's see who will blink first. By a situation whereby we wait until all these evil happenings by bandits and terrorists happen and we are going to be crying after the meek in spirit, it should stop. It should stop. We can't keep on throwing up our hands and said we can't do this, we can't do this, we can't do that. No, we must be able to do something. The essence of leadership is to take responsibility. And passing the buck at this time is not good enough for Kwara State. We need to take responsibility. I, as the coming to be the governor of Kwara State, will be responsible for the life and property, to secure the life and property of the 3.5 million Kwarans. Is my first responsibility, and I'm not going to shy away from it.
All right, I started that without even putting a background to you and all that, because it's the main thing based on, what we've had in, the recent parts and even issues still being resolved. But you are not one of the so-called big names politically that we know in Kwara State. How have you been able to, for instance, you endear yourself to the people and get the recognition now that you seem to be getting as momentum continues to grow ahead of, the primaries?
I didn't come to play to the gallery. I came to the scene to rescue Kwara State. I'm not a garrulous politician. I didn't come to impress anybody. I came to be the difference that Kwara State needs. And now I'm going to do that. I sat down. The first thing I asked was, where is the Kwara State master plan? Because it is on that basis that we can actually grow Kwara. In the area of security, in the area of health, in the area of education, in the area of tourism, in the area of infrastructure, in the area of economic inclusiveness, and in the area of agriculture, what do we have on ground? Thank God for His Excellency Governor Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, who has gone far in some of these areas. But I think we need to build on the legacy of the foundation he has laid. And that was what made me to put together a colloquium on the Kwara of our dreams. What can we do to take Kwara to an enviable height, like other states in Nigeria, whereby people can come, do business, and be prosperous, and sustain the prosperity that Kwara State is known for, sustain the peace that Kwara State is known for? That is my major assignment in Kwara State. I came into the political space because I want to ensure that Kwara State, old and young, male and female, has a life and a hope they can look onto. I am that hope, and I pray that all Kwarans will rally around me to make the change that we so much need in Kwara.
All right, for instance, a lot of people will say that what fuels insecurity is when we have youths who can act as cannon fodder for terror. In terms of job creation, what is the master plan?
Okay, so for my job creation plan, I agree with you. Nature abhors vacuum, and there's always a popular saying that an idle hand is always a devil's workshop. But that is not the state of my Kwara State youth. We have a team of versatile, intellectually deep youths in Kwara State who are well educated, but they are either unemployed, underemployed, or some of them cannot be employed because most of the courses they did are no longer involved. So what are we looking at? Agriculture become a critical solution to our unemployment problem in Kwara State. We are blessed with arable land in Kwara North. We are blessed with arable land in Kwara South. We will aggregate this potential and turn it to opportunity for our youth to become millionaires. The youths are there. We are only going to redirect their energy to the right sector, and that is where our agricultural revolution is anchored, not on arable land, but is anchored on the strength of our youth. And I can tell you, they are prepared as long as they can see sincerity and commitment on the part of government. And Take, for instance, out of the 3.5 million population of Kwara State, 65 to 70% of them are youth. We have over 2 million youth. So we have one of the most vibrant population that are economically of value in this nation, that can contribute not only to the national GDP, but to the state growth. So what we are going to do is redirect their energy, redirect their focus, reorientate them that they can actually do it. The richest people in the world are farmers. Not farming in the subsistence on the old way, but farming with all the necessary support from government. Why are we still having banditry after the military must have gone to eliminate them or to sack them from the bushes? Because when you sack them from those forests, what are you using to replace it? Nature abhors vacuum. That is why immediately the military cleared the forest of all these bandits. We are going in to clear the place for agricultural purposes. So there will be no more place, a hiding place for the bandit. That is my agricultural plan for Kwara North and for Kwara State. And we are taking advantage of the value chain along the agricultural value chain line to ensure that we set up a hub for agricultural development and an industrial hub to grow the economy of Kwara State. We are not only going to produce food for Kwarans, we are not only going to produce food for Nigerians, we are making enough to export. So at the end of the day, I can't do much with what is coming from the Federation account, but I can do very much more when I am able to generate enough resources through export of processed food items from the industrial hub that we're setting up in Kwara State. About 17
of you have so many plans, especially in the APC. Let's not even talk about other political parties. But about 17, I don't know whether it's 17 or 19 aspirants already on this, on board in the APC. How strong are your chances? We're hearing so many names at this time.
My chances is very bright. I would say the strength I have is the strength of experience and being prepared to lead. 40 years in the private sector has prepared me for this position. When you can build nothing, when you can build something from nothing, and over the years, 40 years, you have something to show for it. I grew my company, Integrated Catering Company Limited, formed in year 2000 with just a seed money of 2,000 naira, doing catering services, restaurant management, outdoor catering services, industrial catering services in Rivers, in Bayelsa, in Lagos today. From that little seed to become one of the multi-billion companies that are doing turnover in billions today. Which means what I have done before, I can do it again. I can replicate prosperity for Kwarans because I've done it before. I have a story to tell. And that is what is keeping me ahead of all competitors. 2, I may not have been in government, but I can tell you, I understand the dynamics of power. And I know how to use it to the advantage of the people, not against them.
Talking about story to tell, people in Kwara not also have a story to tell, that there's supposed to be some kind of understanding, soft rotation. They said nobody's thinking about them. You are from the south.
Yes, I'm from Kwara South.
In this kind of arrangement, is there any arrangement whatsoever? We've had other aspirants come and say there's no arrangement in Kwara.
Actually, APC as a party always give opportunity for what we call a level playing ground. You have a program, present your program to the people. You have something to offer, go and let the people know what you can offer. What value can you bring to their education? How can you solve their health problems? Let them know. If at the end of the day, they consider you a worthwhile aspirant, then why can't they all jointly vote for you? Or all the aspirants agree and said, we've seen the light that you carry. We believe you are the right person for this job for this time, and we are going to support you. What we want is for Kwara to move forward from glory to glory. We don't want to descend into the abyss again. Kwara has started rising. We must keep it at that level. So let us take what you can call what is not enshrined in the party constitutions, let us not bring it into it. And that is what is important now. To me, is competence, is experience, and what do you have to offer to them?
We've been able to speak with you at least 4 now, and we've been speaking with our guest, raised to Kwara State, and it seems as if that has been a recurring discussion on the program. Dr. Alabi, Oluwatoyin, thank you very much for Tajudeen. Thank you very much for coming on the program. We'll be tracking you. We're looking at what is happening in your state, and we hope that peace, which has been perhaps one of the precious things that Kwarans have been looking for a couple of weeks now, will return, and tranquility will return to your state. That has been the discussion segment of Political Update. We'll be back shortly.